Om Shri Ganeshaya Namo Namah. Greetings to everyone world over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe. Green morning, green afternoon, and green evening. Let the whole world lives in a beautiful ecosystem where we live in the harmony with the nature because we are the part of the nature. Today we are on the second last day of 2022. I'm pretty sure nobody wants to remember 25th March 2020. We have come a long way, a lot of permutation, combination, a lot of struggle, and sometime, yelling, shouting, running, sweating, and asking our own children, asking our own students, come on, help me out. My laptop is not working. And, I'm not in a position to get across to the Zoom, Microsoft, or for that matter, any social media. We had lots of challenges, lots of struggle, lots of difficulties, but we are the great warriors, like doctors, nurses, paramedical people. They tried to save every life. I think our teachers, our trainers, our educators, our master trainers, our coach, our mentors, our counselors, they all worked very hard during these pandemic times, and they tried to bring everything in order the best possible way. And there was a time when almost 90% children from the whole world, they were out of schools, colleges, universities, ITIs, polytechnics, skill centers, whatsoever we can think of the education ecosystem. Well, whatsoever comes finally with the bright colors, 29th of July, and that is 2020, there was a new education policy being announced by the government of India, which is going to be implemented in different phases. And of course, that will bring lots of changes in our school education, higher education, technical education, vocational education, and of course, education is going to be skill-based education. And there comes our trainers and master trainers along with the teachers. Friday, 30th of December, 2022, let's meet our global team of the ICSI, and along with the trainers, master trainers, educators, and our future global skill providers, because there's a large pool onto which our chamber had been working in almost about 131 countries, where there's a struggle, there is a need, and everybody is looking forward to skilled manpower. They may not be holding certificate or degree. Of course, I don't want to value that less, but skills and competencies and capabilities and talent strategically channelizing is more important than merely getting the academic degree. Our chamber is a link between India and our Indian diaspora brothers and sisters across the globe, almost 32 million plus, along with the corporate sector, whether in India or overseas, and from time to time giving various policies and networks in the entire service industry system. The strategy is services exports, including the education export, educators export, trainers export, master trainers export, and there are different modes of exports. I'm not going to go too much into detail. This program is going live on the YouTube. You can see it later in your own time, what exactly I'm talking about. There are 4 modes. When we talk about it, that's a mode 1, mode 2, mode 3, mode 4. What exactly happens? And there is a services exports. If you're sitting in India and if you're imparting and if you're giving digital education overseas and you're being paid in the foreign exchange, then that's a services exports. I'm just giving one of the example, but there are numerous examples which we can give in the education services exports. Now, when we look at the World Economic Forum, when we look at the UNESCO statistics, and when we go into the details, there's a huge shortage world over, which is likely to be continuing in this decade right up to 2030. Once again, the demand and the supply, how they should meet, how ICSI should help our trainers and master trainers to reach out the desired destinations. Otherwise, you are struggling. You do not know where the demand is, and the demand doesn't know where the supply is. We got to work as a bridge where we try and help out everybody the best possible way. So, ladies and gentlemen, different color codes are over here, where there's a shortage more than 100,000, 50,000, 10,000, between 10,000 to 50,000. Of course, the different color codes, you can see it in your own time. Can India become educators and trainers and skill providers capital for the whole world? We keep talking about the demographic dividends, and we keep talking about that India has got youngistan, young population. You go at the airport, you get the railway station, you get the bus terminal. Wherever you see the young boys and girls bubbling with the energy. Can that be strategically skilled, given the desired competencies, capabilities, and their talents could be strategically channelized? Because at present, there are close to 85 million teachers worldwide in the pre-primary, primary, lower secondary, upper secondary, and tertiary education, which is the vocational education. Now, by 2030, additional almost 69 million teachers which are needed, and that is at the primary as well as at the secondary level. Now, how to fill this particular gap? And a lot of things keep coming to our mind. Somebody tells me there are 19,000 colleges, those are imparting B.Ed education. More than 18 to 19 lakh youth are coming every year. How much is the demand in India and how much is the surplus? A lot of study on that, which is being done, and we keep contacting and collecting those data as well. Teachers shortage in the countries, different countries, top countries. 19th century belonged to the Europe, 20th century belonged to America, 21st century, we got to give a little jolt and a halt over here. 21st century, half belongs to Asia, and after 2050, the remaining would be to Africa continent, and that's the way the predictions are by the people, those are working on to these, and that's what we have to look into considerations. Now, ladies and gentlemen, 1 in 3 new teachers in the world, they are needed in Africa alone. That's what is the scenario. And I was going through lots of documents, lots of videos, and lots of, the news articles and research articles where I had come to know that there's a lot of maramari in United States also at this point of time. 300,000 teachers are not turning up post-pandemic over there. And particularly when you talk about the STEM education, where the mathematics and science, some of the cities we have listed over here, but the list is very long. Now, the US needs these qualified trainers, teachers, and educators and teachers, and they are needed. Now, let me go to Canada. When we look at the scenario over here, teachers and the special educators, they are also in a great demand, along with the trainers and the master trainer, whether I'm talking about the Ontario, the British Columbia, or other places in Canada. Now, let's look at Europe. This is a very important article. As the world population is aging, the share of the teachers aged 50 or above in the primary to the upper secondary education in Europe, we are listing out the list right over here for all of you. And the countries having most of the teacher shortage in Europe in the STEM education are also listed over here. I do not want to take too much of time because the program is on the YouTube. You can watch it later, all the stats, depending on your taste, your interest, your passion, your inclination. Now, teacher shortage in Asia as well, when I'm looking at different countries. Now, the top cities for international schools, when we talk about the world over the scenario, this is also listed over here, where you can see different institutions and different education programs. Now, which countries need English teachers? Now, that is also to be taken into consideration. A lot of programs are going on, and some of the countries have imported huge elderly couples to their countries so that they can empower their younger generation with the help of those. They are tourists also, they are trainers also, they are teachers also, they are master trainers also, and they are the coach and the mentors also. People are becoming multitasking. Now, which countries need the special education teacher is also listed for you right over here, which you can see in your own way and own time. Now, Which countries pay the teachers the most? Although I got the details for 10 countries, but I'm just taking 5 of them over here. Otherwise, besides that, there are 5 more countries. 10 countries are paying very well as far as their teachers and their educators and their trainers and master trainers are concerned. Now, what could be the qualification which is required to teach abroad in the registered international schools? Now, different countries have got different norms. We will be talking to you in 2023. Today is the curtain raiser, where we just want to give you the teaser, because I want all my participants, those who have come, they will be introducing themselves briefly, and they'll be talking about and their vision, their perception, how would they like to go by. Now, the great teachers and the trainers and the master trainer, because you got to reimagine post-pandemic what kind of education, what kind of a skills, and what kind of a learning. And I personally am very passionate about digital empowerment and digital education remotely, maybe in a hybrid. But I personally feel if you make use of technology the optimum way, we can bring equity also, we can bring equality also, and we can help those people also. Those are areas which are non-accessible throughout the year, far-flung areas near the border. What we have to give them is the bandwidth, and we have to give them the technology support. Now, the technology tools which are transforming the future of education, they are right over here. Your online learning is there, your MOOC is there, your Moodle is there, your virtual and augmented reality is there, your biometric and the facial recognition, simulation, gamification, artificial intelligence, and the smart campuses we have to think of and we have to talk about. What would be the jobs of tomorrow? What would be the role of the artificial intelligence? How artificial intelligence is going to work together with the human beings? And all that has to be taken into consideration. The next generation, our youth, they are very dynamic. They are very creative. What they need is opportunities, environment, and somewhere the curiosity to be created in them so that we can do wonders in education, in skills, and the entire learning ecosystem. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the World Economic Forum in the Davos just before the pandemic, they were talking about how to close the global skill gaps and a lot of trends they have given, how they're going to be shaping. However, we will be deliberating, we will be talking, we will be sharing the vision and the ideas. And 2023, our chamber would be totally dedicating to digital education. If you remember, the budget which was given by Nirmala Sitharaman ma'am, the Honorable Finance Minister of India, she gave lots of push to digital university, digital learning, and of course the AVGC also, if you remember how the money was doled and allocated to that sector as well. So while wishing all of you happy learning, happy living in 2023, let's make a new beginning, because during the pandemic, our chamber has done about 1,600 webinars, totally focused on making education and skills relevant with the teachers and youth. Of course, the Golden Triangle, if I talk about tourism, that's Delhi, Agra, Jaipur. But when I talk about the today's generation, it's a holistic education, what we have to talk about. That's your education, that's your skills, and that's your opening entrepreneurship. Our chamber brought India's first finishing school for self-education. And these are 52,000 youth and 35,000 teachers which have gone through the finishing school. This finishing school has gone totally digital now. From the brick and mortar, we have moved to digital, where the curiosity, creativity, imagination, innovation, design thinking, and critical thinking. Because we believe your mental wellness, your physical wellness, your professional wellness, your social wellness, and of course, your economic wellness is very important. Let's do together the capacity building of educators, teachers, trainers, master trainers, youth, and that has to be done all in a digital way while being a part of the nature in the natural ecosystem. And we should remember 2023 belongs to India, and during next 25 years, what all we put in, how much efforts we put in, and how India would look like in 2047. Just on 25th March, when the pandemic was there, we mentioned B2B is no more business to business. It's back to basics of life. Your passion, your creativity, your innovation can do wonders. And I remember Napoleon Hill in a great way when he wrote the book. Please listen to the audio version of that on the YouTube. Think and Grow Rich is the name of the book. Whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together. There's no competition. Now there is a collaboration. All of us, we have to move together. We are very happy and we are grateful. Our deep gratitudes to all of you because ICSI has completed 1,767 webinars right from 25th of March. Our annual convention is also coming, and that's going to be North India Pravasi Divas, 29th annual convention of our chamber. And we will be talking about future of service industry 2047. Education is a part of services sector. So education, skills, technology, tourism, research, innovation, entrepreneurship, startup, community development, all will be together on 14th of March. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, let me extend a very warm welcome. And those of us, those are joining us on the YouTube, join me in extending a very warm welcome to all my brothers and sisters. Those are joining us for the program today, and those are with us over here. I would extend a very warm welcome to each one of you. And it's a very simple, each one of us, we should take 2 to 3 minutes, introduce yourself, your city, where are you joining from? And at the same time, what is your passion? What is your area of expertise? And what kind of skills you would like to impart? Our basic aim is Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. The whole world is one family. All of us, we are together. And I repeat it time and again, coming from the armed forces background and thereafter joining the Ministry of Tourism and now working exclusively for last 28 years on the Parvasis with the non-resident Indians, where we have gathered all our brothers and sisters across the globe. Very basic objective. You should get the right opportunity. You should get the right country. You should get the right school, college, university, or some other center which would like to take your services. Our basic objective would be the demand and supply. They should meet each other. They should collaborate each other. 2023 is not a competitive or a competition world. It's a collaborative world. I think Corona ne hum sabko ye to bata hi diya hai. Now there is no competition. It's a collaboration. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, I would request if Vivek Shankar Natarajanji, the professor from the Lamar University, USA, Texas, next to the NASA, if you come live, then I would request you, we will start with your prayer. But if you are not there, then I will go to Dr. Yogesh Upadhyay. Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajanji, your prayer all the way from America for India, for all my brothers and sisters, and we will reciprocate the same prayer for you as well.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. A trainer is also a guru, so I think we should celebrate the guru in every trainer. And let us start on a very auspicious note. I wish everybody the best, very best. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will go to Dr. Yogesh Upadhyay ji, and I would request him to unmute his mic and to share his vision for 3 to 4 minutes, his idea. And ladies and gentlemen, there are 20 prizes we would like to give today. And very simple question. Those are coming on the YouTube. I would request you, kindly put it on to the YouTube. What do you feel if my trainers, my master trainers, my teachers, my educators, if they have to reach globally, what do you feel are the most important tools, easy tools, compatible tools, futuristic tools, which they should utilize to reach the entire world? With these words, Dr. Yogesh Upadhyay ji, And to others, I would request kindly mute your mics, please, so that we listen to the speaker very well. Dr. Yogesh Upadhyay ji.
Namaskaram. Good morning, US. Good afternoon, Europe. Good evening, India. Thank you, Major Dr. Gulshan Sharma ji, for bringing such a topic on the plate, which is the need of hour. Let me compliment you for bringing this topic. Today, there are a lot of changes, challenges in our teaching system. India has been global guru, but can we retain this status? I think somebody. Sir, can you mute yourself, please?
I muted for him. वो राघव साहब का था. मैंने कर दिया. चलिए.
Okay, thank you. So if we peep in our very past, we had the best teacher in India, best in India, and best universities. But we also have era I am not going to discuss. What topic is given to us? It is government is doing its job. No chamber like to which Major Sharma belongs to. They are also doing. Are we doing our job? So I would like to discuss 4-5 T's for us. See, about me, I am from Pune, but today I am joining from Ajmer, Rajasthan. I came here for a function. Dr. Sharma requested, I joined. So that is the global classroom we are joining. And I have worked for 30 plus years in HR and admin plus law also. Training is my passion. I have been teacher side by side all that throughout my career. I have taught in Chabases, Pune University and other universities also. And Bangladesh, Nepal, I have traveled a lot for teaching and training. I would like to discuss 5 T's, which I read in one of the article in India today and which is very relevant. One is transition, which Major Sharma already discussed, but I will discuss. Technology, the tools, the training for ourselves, and the touch. Transition. Here discuss how we have gone ahead from classroom to virtual classroom. And you look at the transition when the aircraft takes off. Before taking off, the air hostess announces, tighten your belt, switch off your mobile. And these are the things. So we are transiting from conventional classroom to virtual. Now this is the international forum. Major Sharma has already described the skill gap. And what is required? Are we ready to adapt changes quickly? Alvin Toffler, he has given a quote long back. The illiterate of 21st century will not be those who can not read or write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So it is high time for all of us to be ready for this journey. So tighten our belt for this transition. So what is required for that? And second is technology. My compliment to teachers and training. During the Corona time, we have adopted technology immediately. We have moved to virtual. And third is the tool. Because you may have technology tool. So earlier we used to say, good to have a skill. Good to have a skill. But now that this has become must. This has become must. We must have skills. Robots, 3D programming, supernatural characters may replace books. So we must learn to integrate all these things in our learning. And now we need, because you cannot implement new tool with old mind. So we need to change our mind also for using those. And winner will be those who can master the use of this tool in the near future. And fourth is the training. Invest in yourself. Because relearning is unlearning and relearning. So take the courses. The chamber is coming with this program. Join us. Do the courses. Master the skill and use it. And last T is the touch. Because the finger touch of the teacher never fades. I still remember that my teacher from the primary section is named. So they have the permanent, have that type of special touch on your participant, on the audience, on your students. See, I have been to Egypt once, twice I had been there, and I was discussing because there were people like Major Sharma, Dr. Major Sharma, and one of the guy he was telling me, even the industrial chamber, they can give degree there. Now we can come together, design a syllabus for a country, train people, certify, check them and certify them. Then making the chamber very, very vibrant by joining their program, crossing the limit of participants. YouTube is unlimited. So join us. Jointly, we can raise our bar and we will be always ready to take future challenges. Thank you very much. I will come again.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Yogesh Upadhyay ji. To set the context, he had been the president of ISTD also earlier. And when I was sharing the vision with him, there was a lot to learn. I always wish to be a student, learner, and a humble learner, because everybody has got a lot to contribute and a lot to share. We have also been joined by Mr. Naveen Bhatia. Mr. Naveen Bhatia is at present with the NIOS, and he's the brain behind in 1998, when he brought a lot of valuable inputs in the education technology system in our country. And almost 15 lakh school data, 90 lakh teachers data, and 26.5 crore students data he brought synthesized. And today he has done, as a system analyst, so much of work in the NIOS. Nobody has to give any paper of any kind. Everything is digital. That's what we are looking forward to, and that's the power of the technology. So hearty welcome to Naveen Bhatia ji also. And we have also been joined by Surya Shastri Kottamarthi ji from Canada. I extend him a very warm welcome. We have also been joined by Mr. Mohan Gunti from Cambodia. I extend him also a very warm welcome. All my brothers and sisters, those are joining from the whole world. अब जो कहूंगा सच के सिवा कुछ नहीं कहूंगा. जिस भारतीय नारी ने आज सबसे पहले इस प्रोग्राम में ज्वाइन किया, let's take that lady first. One male, one female, one male, one female. That's the way we can go by, so that ladies got to play a very important role in our country if Modi ji's vision of 5 trillion economy has to be achieved. Who was the first lady who joined us today? One was Geeta and one more was there. I can't recollect the name. She was struggling that point of time to join. Geeta ji, are you there? If you can unmute your mic, then you can join us. We would love to give you an opportunity. Please go ahead, ma'am. First, introduce yourself. Where are you joining from? What exactly you're looking forward to, and what would you like to do in 2023? Everybody to share their vision, because we are making the notes of that. Please go ahead.
This is Geeta from Lalaji Omega International School, Chennai. Actually, I'm from NIOS stream only. I would like to develop the skill of the children, those who are really disabled child, to develop their the way of what is that learning with video and all those things. So thereby, I would like to develop the skill of all the students, those who are really disabled, to overcome the difficulties in their educational skill.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Shrikantji, let's have you next, because you also came quite early. You are early bird. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Major Dr. Gulshan, for this great opportunity. Smile is my logo. My connection is my business card. This is Shrikant Kalyan Sundaram, an happiness coach, a trainer, and a mindfulness practitioner. I am a member of Hardware Excellence US from Massachusetts. I'm also a life member of Institute of Directors. I'm also a life member of ISTD, a part of many members over here. A warm welcome to all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This My major goal for the next year is connectedness, conversation, curiosity, consideration, and my community at large to create a successful learning environment. I have 5 C's. One is commitment, one is communication, one is concentration, because while learning, concentration is also very important. The other C is control and confidence. Being an happiness coach, happiness starts with you, not with your relationship, not with your job, not with your money, but with you. Relax and enjoy. Sometimes you have to let go of everything and enjoy the day. Direct your mind to focus on what makes you happy. If you want to learn something that becomes the happiness for the day, do it. My quote for the day is communicate, educate, and inspire people to reach their individual or professional goals. Thank you, Dr. Major. Thanks to people who connected across the world today.
Thank you, Shrikantji. Thank you. Which city are you joining from?
I am from Mumbai, India, the financial capital.
Okay, great, great, wonderful. Hearty welcome. Such a pleasure. Communication to connecting. That's nice. Pushpaji, you are visible. बोलते हैं ना कि जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. So the thing is, you have put your camera on so that people should see that Madam has joined. So next we will give you an opportunity to just introduce yourself. Which city are you coming from? Which place are you coming from? And what would you like to contribute and focus in the global Podlock confluence of the wisdom in 2023?
Thank you, Major Dr. Gulshan, for giving this opportunity. I come from a city, Dehradun, in Uttarakhand. So I'm working presently as an area chair and associate professor with one of the institution, Doon Business School, and one of the, eminent college in North India, especially in management. Of course, being a professor, so our job is that association with kids, making them knowledgeable workers and, helping them to enhance their skill set. So today we talk about, I was just listening to all other speakers. So yes, we all here have a very important responsibilities on our shoulder, how we can train this generation, so that they can carry and forward the same knowledge set to the next generation. So focusing on that, 2023, I have lot many resolutions which I have planned, like, contributing to what is the new skill set that the students require in the age of digitalization. For that, what are the key areas or thrust areas, especially if we are speaking from Indian perspective. So I was just listening. India has been, blessed with the young population. And young population, if we talk about, they are more competent and they have more foresightedness. So keeping in this mind, so I will be encouraging more and more innovation among the students. I will be, using both hybrid mode of learning process, like, combining the, what are the innovative tools that you have. Like, for example, one of the concept that I use in the classroom is something like a Mentimeter. So rather than taking a quiz on a paper, I use a concept of Mentimeter. So I make the class more interesting, and the students can also see, through the graph and the pie charts, what is the, what I'm trying to make them learn. Of course, we need to keep on understanding, like, reskilling is very, very important. So with the pace of, these knowledge worker and the kind of knowledge they have, so even I'm looking forward for my, what are the new skill sets, which are in demand in the market. So I should also learn and cope along with that. So this is what my thought process on it.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. I have taken two very important agendas. One, you have mentioned innovation. Second, you have mentioned about reskilling. Both are very important. As you are into the management education, our chamber is working in the direction for the PMO. We would like to submit the vision document for service industry 2047. So let's work together somewhere. You're not very far
Sure.
from Chandigarh because Dehradun is just next door and the beautiful highway has been made now. And
Yeah.
within 3 hours, one can reach Dehradun. So we extend you a very warm welcome, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let me not just go to Engineer R.K. Raghavji. I'm taking you to Jim Corbett National Park, but I think we will land in Agra. The Jim Corbett name, how he got it, he will tell us. But he is joining us from the city, beautiful Agra, and metro is likely to come soon over there. And I hold Agra in the great respect because my wife comes from Radha Swami from Agra. So Diyalbagh, and I give them a lot of respect over there if I want to survive and live peacefully at home. So Engineer R.K. Raghavji. You're muted your mic, sir. You're muted your mic.
Yes. I extend profound regards to all present in the global classroom, and I am very lucky to be the learner of a global classroom. I did my IIT from Roorkee and joined government in the power sector. And I have been the key position in the state of UP and government of India too. My viewpoint is, it is the era of globalization and it is the era of digitalization. So we have to, as we think in the view of India, we have to transform, reform, and perform. We have to change ourselves from conventional education to virtual education. As we see, we have got one world, one sun, one earth. So like that, my viewpoint is, as you are working in an international organization, we should have one syllabus all over the world. For all countries, we should have one syllabus because now the whole of the world has become a one city. And education is the strong weapon in the world. It can change the life of the people. So we should work on this, that as regards in the corona, we have learned that we should change ourselves to the virtual education and use the science as a tool for it. And my viewpoint is, as our NIOS is doing, Mr. Bhatia is guiding us so many times, education to all on affordable rates and in the affordable conditions. And affordable conditions will come only when we will shift to our system to virtual mode. So we should work on that. We should go for the quality also, because we should give more attention to quality and quality also. And that our NEP 2020 is going to that direction. And by doing this, we shall be certainly improving the present countrymen and next generation and the world as a whole. I again extend my thanks to Mr. Bhatia and Major Dr. Gulshan Kumar Sahab, that I have been a learner after a long time. I am a law professional also. And I feel in India, our NIOS is doing a wonderful job, because education to all on affordable rates. The expenditure in NIOS is very low. It is affordable to all and it is approachable to all also. So we should go on that direction. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Raghavji. And I will take the key point from you, quality. But India's challenge is also quantity. So quantity and quality with the technology both got to be taken together in a wonderful way, in a decent way. Could I request
One curriculum,
Yes.
one curriculum all over the world.
Yes.
One curriculum.
Wonderful, wonderful.
One curriculum for all over the world.
Great, great. Sucharita ji, could I extend a warm invitation to you to share your vision? Sucharita D. Sucharita ji, are you there? Yes. Hearty welcome, ma'am. Namaskar.
Yes, sir.
Please go
Yeah.
ahead.
Namaste,
Please go
sir.
ahead.
Namaste.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to give my points on relearning, reskilling, and upskilling. So,
Ma'am, you can close your video. You can close your video so that your bandwidth will come in your audio. Because that is also technology which I
Okay.
tried during these sessions. Yes. Please try now.
Yes. So I'm a master in skill entrepreneurship program. That is the Pride project. So it is a hybrid learning wherein we take the online sessions. It is divided into modules. Module 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So one is the orientation module.
I think we lost her signal. So in technology, people, those are from technology background, please help the country. There must be many, those are not in a position to get the best of the technology. I think that is the challenge which we got to reach out. That is something very important. Anyway, she would join us again if she can listen to us. Are you there, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay, please go
Yes,
ahead.
I'm there, sir.
Please go ahead.
So these are divided in 5 modules wherein we are skilling the entrepreneurs the basis of who are the 12th dropouts and also 10th dropouts. So they are trying to fill in the gap in the society wherein each and every student or should have a positive attitude and continue to be in the learning sector, wherein we give them 5 modules training as a master trainer, and it is in a mode of hybrid learning. And we go to them like I went to Chhattisgarh, Raipur district, wherein I interacted with many students. Like we had a batch of 15 to 20, and they are from the rural backgrounds. So in that background, I, as a master trainer, had a very good experience and found that they have skills, imbibed skills in them, but right approach to training is not them, missing. So when we trained them, they came to, they are now opened a skilling center after the 5 modules, and now are teaching the other students who are, who were mobilized by them in that own part of the village, district, or any center. So this type of hybrid learning has helped them to come out into a very good, training has made them use their potential, and also they had developed as a very good trainer. So the effective training module, whether it is digital or online or any on the Zoom calls also, or face-to-face trainings wherein we get to interact with them in a very good by giving them activities and all. So it will definitely help all over the world. Even I would like to share my experiences and all when I would be given an opportunity to interact with the world at large. Like you said that it is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and we get to learn every day. As a trainer also, I found that I'm learning every day. So this is a very good opportunity that ICSI is extending to all the master trainers who are willing to come out and give their knowledge, share their knowledge, skills, and attitude through soft skill training and also through the subjective training, subject-wise. So this is that I found that the digital training helps a lot, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Sucharita ma'am, which city are you joining from?
I am joining from, presently I'm at Hyderabad. So,
Hyderabad. Okay.
Yeah, but I stay in New Delhi, sir.
That's why there is a fragrance of biryani coming from there. I can make out in the digital way. Yeah. Because
correct,
each
sir.
one of us is thinking how to get the biryani from Hyderabad. Great.
Yes.
Now, thank you very
you.
much, ma'am. God bless you. Thank you. And now
Yes,
2 of my brothers, the Gururaj Kulkarni ji, or there was another gentleman, I just lost him. Where is he? I just lost him. Okay, Dr. Mehul also. Yes. Yes, Dr. Divyang has come. You had disappeared in between for some time. Now, out of Gururaj Kulkarni ji and Dr. Divyang, you both can decide who would like to come first. And thereafter, we have got Prabha Priya ma'am. And then we get back to one of you. Now, out of two, please decide who would like to come first. Okay, Gururaji says, I raise my hand. Look, let me come first. Please go ahead.
Namaskar, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, visible, smiling. Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, I'm very, very fortunate to be around. Namaskar to everyone around the world. बहुत बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है आप सबके साथ जुड़ करके. What started with the fabulous year is also ending like this, and I'm sure it will continue like this in 23 and beyond. Thanks so much for this lovely opportunity. So I am joining from Nashik, a premier category A establishment training gunners for the army. And I'm very proud to be here and introducing myself from this place and taking the experiential learning from here and giving it all to the August gathering today. Global audience is certainly very, very good, but I'm sure what is relevant to all of us is team building, collaboration, as has been brought out earlier. And what is the facet that is most critical for all of this collaboration, learning, is emotional intelligence. I would like to focus on that part because I have had a very intense experience of small team building with the help of emotional intelligence. And I wanted to narrate to all of you as to how this intelligence has benefited me in raising a small team at my new place. I'm a new assignment about 5 months old. I found three workers in my team. They were varied in terms of three important factors. One is the experience. Second is the motivation. And third is the attitude. So when I found the people, one more point I missed out, that is the core competence. The most important things I found in any individual trait to be able to be a good performer, I found that none of the three people that I had in my small team had all the three qualities in equal measure, which are very, very important. So I had all the time and the resources to enable them and empower them to build on the core competence, oblique the experience, oblique the motivation, whatever was desired in the measure that is envisaged by me as the team leader. I enabled them to come up to that standard in these 5 months. I'm so glad to share that I was employing the 5 facets of emotional intelligence to come to the level that I am proudly stating today compared to the level that I started out 5 months back. So these 5 emotional intelligence facets, starting from the first one is self-assessment, that I understood that, okay, how I got to behave or to lead this small team by personal example, what kind of emotions I am going through while interacting with them. And they were certainly not at par with my expectation of the team that I wanted to lead. Second was the self-regulation, that I had to regulate my own emotions and see as to which are the positive outcomes that I want from my behavior, that I want to reflect in their behavior, and thus have a mutual coordination going towards the aim of the organization. Third was the motivation. After all the initial setbacks that I had and my team had, we still had to keep ourselves motivated. And every day I had to drive myself with the intrinsic motivation to do well and to again get them up to a desired standard. So every day I used to go to work, I used to tell myself, Guru Raj, today I'm going to behave this way, or today I'm going to, listen more, or today I'm going to give them a role play, or there are various models we all know as trainers to employ so that we enable them to understand my point of view and collaborate in a way to bring up the standard. The next important part of emotional intelligence comes the responsibility. The sense of responsibility I had to drill in them on a daily basis so that they behave as such and come out with the outcome as a responsible executive in the important organization that we all serve together. And once that system of responsibility, once that feeling and the consciousness of responsibility comes in, they were able to perform better. So at this point in time, I brought in the last part, which was also evident right from the first day, that is collaboration, social skills, that I had to listen to what they had to say. They had been through various experiences in the past, which I was not aware of. They were not aware of my past. So we had to collaborate, understand each other, have empathy as to what the other person is going through, and then understand each other and then go along. And today, I'm so glad that we are a much better team from what we started out earlier to be. And that is why I am adding one more feather to my cap, that I am also an outbound trainer, certified outbound trainer, and a mindfulness coach. And I employed all these techniques to get the result what I wanted in the past 5 months. And I am very, very grateful today, a very happy person, and with that satisfaction of having a totally new team perform up to my standard. And we are still learning. We are it's a transformation in process, work in progress, and that I'm sure will carry forward in 2023. So we are not perfectly over there, but we are on the right path. And on that note, I would like to end what I wanted to speak today. And in 2023, I would like to continue to collaborate with people and have the emotional intelligence play a vital role in whatever we do as trainers, because it is not a job to do in isolation. We've got to collaborate with others, and hence these 5 facets that I mentioned, I feel are certainly very, very useful and are the most important skill which will be relevant for anybody and everybody across the globe, as also seconded by Professor Harari in lots of his talks and his books. And I'm also grateful to Professor Daniel Goleman for initiating this topic and making it into a beautiful bestseller book called Emotional Intelligence. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Wonderful, wonderful, Guru Rajji. Wonderful points which you have given. All 5 as a good student I have taken: self-assessment, regulation, motivation, responsibility, and collaboration. We'll certainly collaborate with each other in the new year. Dr. Divyangji, in between, I have to get women empowerment, and thereafter you will come, and then Dr. Mehul will also join us. Naveen Bhatia ji, you are one of the judges today in the evening. So thereby I will have you with Mr. Mohan Gunti from Cambodia and Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan from US and Dr. Kotamarthi, that is the CFA from Canada at the end. But Naveenji, if you want to give some teaser in between, you're more than welcome. We can just have a quick teaser from your side. And all the people, those are joining on the YouTube, there is a competition. You can earn 500 rupees if my judges, they give the impression that such and such. You got to give me 5 digital tools which we should use in our training as a trainer, as a master trainer, while imparting training from India in a digital way overseas. Anybody can post it on the YouTube. Just write your name, and then my judges will tell me which are the 5 best tools and who are the winners. There is no limit on the prizes. There could be 20 people, 30 people, 40 people. I have no problems on that. So, Naveenji, can I go to Prabha Priya ma'am?
Sure, sir.
Okay, very kind of you. Very kind of you. Prabha Priya ma'am, please go ahead.
Namaste to all. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Actually, I'm from Chennai. I'm working as a librarian in DAV Boys Senior Secondary School. I'm the coordinator of NIOS. Like now on par with, just I want to compare our children with NIOS. Our students are very creamy. They are expert in everything. But when we compare to NIOS students, we have to reach them a lot. So my aim is last year, it's a additional work for us. But before, like we feel very, we have to put a lot of effort to learn that digital thing. Last year, what and all Naveen sir has updated. But now this year, it makes it so simpler. Last year, asked together, I will sit and learn what is it. But I told my principal, ma'am, if I go somewhere wrong, you shouldn't scold me. Before I start any module, just I used to tell her, ma'am, it's new for me, just I'm exploring. But she has given me the full support. So whatever, just even if I make mistake also, there's one option called delete option. So again, we have to learn, again, we can start. But this year, I have no stress, nothing. Whatever they have posted, the next day itself, I could able to finish my work along with my thing. So my vision is like, once if they get, they come to get their certificates and all secondary or senior secondary, they feel so proud, and the way they will appreciate our initiative, whatever we have done. We might done a small help for them, but the way they are showing their gratitude, really we feel that as a teacher, as a coordinator, we have that something we feel so proud of it. So next, I want to give my fullest support to the NIOS students, whoever comes to our center, and whatever the possible ways, I want to help them. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Vanakkam from Chennai all the way. Thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Yeah, let me just go to Dr. Divyang Purohit. And if there's any other lady in between after Dr. Divyang Purohit, you can come. Otherwise, I'll go to Dr. Mehulji Thakurji. Please, Dr. Divyang, unmute your mic. You have to unmute your mic, Dr. Saab.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I'm doctor by the PhD, not by the medicine, right? So I can help in terms of the research or maybe helping the students, but not providing the writing the medicines. And I'm joining from the Education Hub of Gujarat, Vallabh Vidyanagar, which is the sub part of the Anand, which is a White Revolution land by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and Dr. Kurian, right? Which given the Amul, the Dudh, to the world we are supplying. So currently I'm working with the Charodar Institute of Science and Technology, Charuset, as a training and placement officer, and connected to the students on a daily basis for their career building and helping them to choose their career. So I can speak about careers a day long as much as time I can get, because I believe that if I can change 1% or one person's life by saying by hook or crook, and if he gets benefited in his life, right, then I had done my job during my year of job to the society. Secondly, being a PhD student, get the publications on literature review. So I can deliver sessions. I'd already delivering sessions to the research scholars, to the coursework on literature review, methodology, and how to get a publications in the international journal publications. At the same time, being a secretary of ISTD Anand chapter, which is Indian Society for Training and Development, consecutively last 2 years we are getting awarded by the national headquarter on a national level on terms of the training facilities which we are doing for the society. Today 6 to 7 every Friday we had a meeting regarding for the society. Today we are discussing the plan for 2023. So what we have planned out is there are 4 ways. One is students. For students, we will working on career, providing case programs, right, where career, attitude, skills, and the healthcare. For the teachers, right, which are the prime of the one of the ecosystem for education, right, we have module called Key, right, where teachers can use, and which these modules are available for all, right, available on YouTube by our ISD channel. And for the parents, to connecting them, right, these are stressful lives of the students because of the COVID and all. We wanted to work for that areas as well. I had also delivered session on question to care your child, connecting Mahabharata and the Ramayana as examples, connecting to live our lives, so that we can get benefited and we can connect it. It can be helpful to anyone across the globe. And I am very much delighted that I got lucky to get certified by BOSS and MEPSC as a national trainer for various programs, right? And among the one of the 80 batch first who got this opportunity. and I happen to meet the Dr. Gulshan Sharma sir over YouTube, the same platform, right? Somewhere before 3-4 months back, where I shared my views on education skill. And today I'm thankful again to the ICSI, where I shared my views. And if I can be a light to give a some lamp or the some joy to the public, which fragrances can be spreaded to the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Divyangji. Very kind of you. At the same time, may I request my judges, Naveen Bhatia ji, Dr. Amit from UK, London, and Mohan Gunthi from Cambodia, Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan ji from USA, and Kotamarti ji all the way from Canada. Keep looking at the YouTube posts also, like S. Vosa from Manipur, Imphal. He or she has mentioned inquiry-based learning, QR codes, problem-based learning, wisely managed classroom technology, and jigsaws. Similar way, Ishita Shukla, these 5 elements they have mentioned. Manisha Chaturvedi, she has also made a mention. And Mr. Mohit Chaudhary from Pathankot, he has also given 5 answers. Dr. Pushpa Kataria ma'am has also given, and Sucharita ma'am has also given 5. So I would request all my judges, kindly keep looking at it, and we should keep encouraging them in between. If we keep announcing, and they would get encouraged, and I personally feel it will give CNG and oxygen to the entire program. That would be lovely. And with these words, is there any other lady in the protocol on the forum at present to whom I can invite before I go to Dr. Mehul? Is there any other lady whom I have not called so far? If you are there in the audience, you can come. Is there any other lady? Okay. So the baton passes on to Dr. Mehul Ji Thakkar. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, sir. Hope I am audible.
Yes, absolutely, sir.
Thanks a million for giving me this opportunity. I can see the ever smiling face of Dr. Yogesh Upadhyay ji and Dr. Divyang from my home state. I belong to the vibrant state of Gujarat, and I work at Navsari Agricultural University's Management Department, which is located in the horticulture bowl of Government of India. We are rich from the angle of horticultural crops. But as Dr. Gulshan Sharma rightly mentioned in the initial briefing, that we are just few hours away from the new year 23. So I'm just using this year, YEAR, as an acronym for putting forward my vision and my thoughts, what we can do as a fraternity of trainers and educators for this new year and for this generation. Year, the Y stands for the youth. We being the youngest the youngest of the world, and across the globe also, I feel that this is an era of youngsters. Youngsters, I do not mean by age, even by heart. When I look at Dr. Gulshan Sharma, Dr. Yogesh sir, I look at them as young by heart, young by spirit. So Y stands for those young people, those who are young by age or young by spirit. And EAR stands for the job to be done, job to be accomplished by the trainers and the educators. The E stands for 3 things: entrepreneurial intentions, emotional connect, and emotional intelligence. These days, instead of becoming a desperate job seeker, it is the need of the hour that these youth turn out to be progressive job creators or job givers. For this, what is required is they must have entrepreneurial intentions, and many of them might have crazy looking ideas, but they are looking for outlet to give way to their ideas. Governments are coming up with several schemes, but many a times lack of awareness is hampering the development of entrepreneurship, particularly in remote areas, in rural segments. So first is entrepreneurial spark we need to ignite among the youth. Second is emotional connect. These youth, being the digital generation, they may have their own whims and fancies, rosy pictures in their eyes. Many a times they may not be so connected to the roots. So emotional connect with the roots is very much required. Third is emotional intelligence. This generation may have very high EQ, very high IQ compared to the earlier generation. But when it comes to EQ, we can see the suicidal tendencies of the youth is at an alarming situation. So we need to be worried if we being the youngest nation of the world, and if the suicidal tendencies or if the suicide rate among the youngsters is at an alarming place, then definitely we need to work on that. This stands my vision for the E. Then the next is A in year. A stands for agility, adaptability, and attitude. Attitude, my other friend has also spoken on that, agility and adaptability, because these days geography has certainly become history. The world is their marketplace, and unless and until they are agile and adaptable to any work conditions, probably they would be good for nothing. So we need to create that global outlook in the minds of people. The last word, that's R in year. R stands for three things: resilience, rightfulness, and reverence. Resilience, because the COVID era has taught us this wonderful skill, which was a buzzword during the COVID era. Resilience. Do they have the ability to bounce back? Because every day is not going to be their day. Every day they are not going to win the game. So despite the setbacks, are they ready to bounce back with unlimited energy and enthusiasm? Resilience. Second is rightfulness. They should not go for shortcuts, because values, ethics, and moral conduct of these youth or the people of a country matters a lot. So rightfulness, they should follow the principle of justice, and they should be utmost transparent. Lot many corporate scams are coming up. Every now and then we listen to the fact that people are running away by making big frauds. That should not happen. And the third, reverence. They should have honor and respect for the history and for those people who deserve the accolades. They should not have such a mentality that I should be the winner and others should be the loser. Normally, these days we find that people use the Bollywood film dialogue, hum hai, baki sab pani kam hai. No, that is not the, you may be the best, but others can also be the best. You need to respect them rightfully. So here, youth need to follow this EAR, and we, the trainers, the educators, the forum like ICSI, Dr. Gulshan Sharma, Dr. Yogesh Upadhyay, and all other fraternity members can do wonders in this segment. I, being the this Government of India appointed startup mentor in 5 sectors and startup mentor of 2 universities in Gujarat state and of Government of Gujarat, I have been conducting sessions on entrepreneurial spark and achievement motivation and such other topics related to entrepreneurship across the nation. Added to that, being an internationally certified career coach from Mindler India and Career Development Association USA, I have been conducting career counseling and career guidance workshops. I have been training teachers on different issues. Tomorrow also, Government of Gujarat has invited me to talk to 43 school teachers on how they can build the school students into better citizens in future. Have traveled across 29 states of India and trained more than 6.5 lakhs people across the world. I am also a proud fellow member of ISTD, to which we had a great leader in terms of president of ISTD. The former president of ISTD, Dr. Yogesh Ji, was also one of them. So, and even the NEP got introduced just a few years back, but I have acquired 18 degrees, academic qualifications, 5 of science, 5 of commerce, and 8 of arts. I personally feel that this being a very competitive era, whatever degree the youth or the people might have, but they must have an aim of getting one particular degree, and the degree that I name as LLL. Matlab, they must be a lifelong learner. Unless and until they have the inner urge to update, to sharpen themselves every now and then, they would soon become outdated, because the things that we learn today become obsolete tomorrow. We live in such an era. Even today, when I am talking to you, I am pursuing a course on PG diploma in entrepreneurship and business management. So next year, probably I will add one more qualification. Recently, I completed my postdoctorate DLIT degree in organizational behavior and human resource management. I have been into teaching, full-time teaching since last 21 years, teaching MBA and PhD students. But along with that, I have diversified into training and counseling. And for that virtue, I keep on meeting great leaders and galaxy of eminent personalities like you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And this is what I envision for myself and for other fraternity members. Thank you so much.
What a pleasure. What a pleasure. Thank you very much, Dr. Mehul. अभी दो चीजें हमें जल्दी से बता दीजिए कि आप गुजरात के कौन से हिस्से में है, ये यूनिवर्सिटी कौन से पार्ट में है?
Sir, we are located in South Gujarat region. We are adjacent to the textile and diamond hub of Surat. It's a twin city concept. We are located at Navsari.
Okay. And इस यूनिवर्सिटी का नाम क्या है? एग्रीकल्चर यूनिवर्सिटी.
It is sir Navsari Agricultural University. It caters to the 7 districts of South Gujarat region. We offer diploma, UG, PG, and PhD programs in agriculture, horticulture, forestry, fisheries, agricultural engineering, agribusiness management, and such other agri-allied disciplines.
डॉक्टर साहब कुछ औरों के लिए भी छोड़ दीजिए.
Sir, he has also cleared NET. He has also cleared NET in 3 subjects.
I am so moved and I am so touched and I become so humble after listening to him. Arts, commerce, science. क्योंकि agriculture is the base of humanity. आप जो मर्जी करते जाइए, अगर खाना नहीं होगा तो क्या करोगे? हमें सबसे बड़ी चीज जो समझ आई है बच्चों को और हम सबको. During the pandemic from 25th of March, I started growing organic vegetable on my rooftop. और पहली बार ये समझ आया कौन सी सब्जियां जमीन के अंदर उगती हैं, कौन सी ऊपर उगती है.
So let me end with one quote. माना की अंधेरा घना है, मगर दीपक जलाना कहाँ मना है. It is always better to light a candle than to cast the darkness. So we can be the ray of hope for millions to follow.
वंडरफुल. हमने भी आपके साथ एक चीज सीखी. जिस दिन 25 मार्च 2020 को ये प्रोग्राम शुरू किया था तो हमने कहा था मैं अकेला ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल. लोग आते गए और कारवां बनता गया.
Absolutely.
And can you imagine, in a humble way, ICSI has touched 11,000 speakers during the pandemic. 11,000 speakers. I'm grateful to all of them. I've become so humble. Because there's so much to learn from each one of us. Thank you very much. कोई मैडम आए हैं, मेरे को लगा नहीं है कि कोई, if there's any lady across in the galaxy at present, you are given an opportunity to speak. Otherwise, let me just move on to in the hierarchy. There was a Nomer Nazir ji. You had been waiting for quite some time. Nomer Nazir ji. If you can unmute your mic, I'll be grateful. Nomer Nazir ji. Okay. If you are not there, let me go to Amipili Jayachandran. Amipili Jayachandran. Okay. If you are also not there, then Pratik J. Desai ji. Pratik J. Desai ji.
Yeah, Major Sharma. It is actually Prerak Desai.
Hi, namaskar. How are you, sir?
Namaskar.
Please go ahead.
Just
आपका नेट भी ये हमारे टेक्निकल चैलेंजेस आते रहेंगे.
Taking a hint from what you also into organic farming in my own garden.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. No, but I appreciate the spirit. I had told even last year also. Your charm is so infusing. Your charm is so infusing. I appreciate listening to you. That's all from my side.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's so grateful to you. To you. Let me just go because Nambiar ji, I requested you. Amipali ji, I requested you. Prabha ma'am. Hussain ji, please go ahead. Hussain ji, are you there? Nasira ji. Anaba Lagan R. Lemoyes. Anaba Lagan. Okay, RD Pune. Okay, Yogendra Singh Sakhya ji. Okay, let me just come to now Naveen Bhatia ji. Naveen Bhatia ji, your views. Naveen ji, if you're there, I would request you to come and then be with us. Naveen ji, are you there? Okay. Dr. Amit.
Just a minute, sir.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Okay, Naveen ji.
First of all, thank you to Dr. Sharma for giving us, all of us, this kind of opportunity. Not only to me, but to all of us. And I'm surprised to see that there are many speakers who are associated with NIOS. Apart from me.
Yes.
Now, most of the speakers who just now are big shots and have given their deliberations on technology, teaching, education. But my point of view is, where in India, 83% of the students come from rural area or semi-rural area. Are we able to tell those students to come on MOOCs or to come on any technological platform which are so sophisticated that they need good internet speed? In our present Zoom meeting also, when some of our participants, when they start speaking with their video on, the bandwidth was not good. And where our participants are in the metro cities or in the cities where internet bandwidth is good. So when we are saying 83% of our students are coming from rural or semi-rural areas, can we use such kind of ICT tools which need good internet speed? And when we say online teaching, are we saying that there will be a teacher teaching on the Zoom meeting? Because now I was also checking the comments on YouTube. When we said that, when Dr. Sharma said that there will be a prize if they tell us the 5 tools. So most of the people, they are writing Zoom, Google Meet, or Dojo classes. But these tools, what are we achieving through these tools? Approx 40% of our schools in India are run or managed by single teacher. School is having 200 or 300 students, but there is only one teacher. Are we giving the right kind of education? How do we educate the army personnel at the border or the students from Leh, Ladakh? Are we also thinking about the jail inmates? Are they not part of India? We are teaching only those who are already into education or they are capable of getting education. What about Divyang children's? Special need, children with special need, disabled children's. If a student can't move out from the house, will he or she will be able to reach to any cyber cafe to attend a class? What about the third gender? Although there will be less number of those third gender, but they are also part of our society. So shall we not give them homeschooling or open schooling? I will give a very small example of those who are getting the coaching for JEE or NEET? Those who are preparing for JEE or NEET, are they going to school? They are not going to formal schooling. They are at their home studying, getting education. Why they are getting education? Because they need a certificate of secondary, senior secondary, or any other level. So does it mean that getting a secondary or senior secondary education or a certificate, what is important, education or certificate? Because for JEE or NEET, they don't go to school, they get the coaching from private, but they require a certificate. So they, for school certificate, they are attending homeschooling or open schooling. When NEP says, New Education Policy, National Education Policy 2020 says, diffusion of streams, all the participants and all the presenters joined in this meeting, I don't think any of us were able to study physics along with history, along with painting, along with music. Our children presently studying in any school, can they choose chemistry, Carnatic music, folk arts, and geography? If my child is interested in dance, she wants to learn dance, she wants certification in dance, are there any schools? We don't have such kind of schools. There are dance schools, but they will not give you certificate in school, in dance. Certificate equivalent to secondary or senior secondary or above that. NEP says diffusion of streams. Through NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, is working. NEP says now diffusion of streams. NIOS is working on the same pattern from last 30 years. Can anyone study Bharatiya Gyan Parampara or Sanskrit Sahitya in school? When we say school, it is a formal schooling. So our aim, our means my aim and similar people to me, our aim is to reach the unreached using ICT tools. These tools are just a medium to reach to the unreached. And when we say ICT tools, it is not only a mobile app. It is not only a web portal. Why can't we use TV for imparting education? Because in any rural area, there may be internet problem, but TV and community radio reaches everywhere. Even at the bunker, at the border, where our Jawans are posted, they also get the TV facility there and radio facility. So can't we teach anything through radio? So our aim in 2023 will be, shall be, and can be. And why do we need to have more and more portals? Why do we need to reinvent the wheel? Can't we re-engineer the existing processes or existing tools? Now, TV is such a oldest method. Radio is such a oldest method, but we are using radio for listening songs, not for education. So we should re-engineer the existing process and you transform the existing way of teaching and learning. Now someone says everyone nowadays QR code should be there and program should be there, 3D education should be there. we are already having energized books. Now, what are these energized books? There are QR codes. You scan that, automatically it will take you to a portal where the 3D animated video simulation, everything will be there. But why do we need books? For reading a book, course book, you need someone to explain it. If in a book there is a chapter, there is a problem, there is a solved answer also, but to understand completely, you need a teacher. Can't we have self-learning material? Can't we design the course curriculum and books in such a way that it becomes a teacher? Book can become a teacher. Although a teacher can never be replaced. Through digital education, we can provide skill courses. But when we say we are skilling people, always skill needs practical oriented education. In any skill related course, we need practical oriented. These are practical oriented courses. Do we have virtual labs? Virtual classrooms are there, where both way interaction is there between the tutor, educator, or the learner. But do we have virtual labs? If you are teaching physics through virtual classroom, interactive classroom, can you teach practical also? So we need virtual labs. Government of India is having a new program. I think you might have heard about it. That is Gati Shakti. Gati Shakti. Gati Shakti is from Government of India, and the Gati Shakti says what is Gati Shakti? Through the name, you might be thinking that any program which gives space to anything. But Gati Shakti is a tool created by Government of India where geo coordinates of every kind of infrastructure available in the country is available on a single platform in multi layers, layer over layer. For example, if government want to open a school, present situation is, if you want to open a school, we will say this is the plot, this is 2-acre plot, and there you can construct a school. But what about the nearby areas, whether the road is there or not, whether train facility is there or not? So all these are already layered through geo coordinates under this Gati Shakti program. You put your place, geographical area on the Gati Shakti portal. It will tell you near this particular area, this is a high tension wire going on. So it should not be created. Or there is no road facility. You create a school, but the students will not be able to come. So that kind of features should be there. And these kind of features, how they are doing? Only two simple concepts: integration and interoperability. We all are using Ola, Uber. What Ola, Uber has done, they have just integrated various tools, various facilities. Google Maps are integrated. Drivers, their vehicle are integrated. Everything is integrated and interoperable. The data from Ola is going to somewhere else. So these kind of tools we should use, and we should focus our rural area people also. I'm not against saying that we should teach only the people who can afford education, because nowadays getting education is not very easy, good education. But we should also think about those 83% of the total school going population. हमारे सबके घर में हेल्पर्स होते हैं, मेड्स होती हैं, हम दूसरों को पढ़ाते हैं. क्या कभी हमने सोचा है कि इनका बच्चा क्या करता है? So through NIUS, we are trying to do this. This is what I want to say. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Such a valuable input and so realistic when you talk about 83% rural and semi-rural areas, homeschooling, open schooling, and why not to make optimum use of radio, television, all these kind of sources. And for the time being, when you mentioned bunker, I started thinking about my army days because sitting over there, 1983, and Kapil Dev, first time when we won that match, it was right from the bunker. Yes, World Cup. So I was just thinking, and integration, that is something wonderful when you relate it to Ola and Uber. That is again fantastic. Thank you, Navinji. It's always a pleasure to get your views. And I always pick up something new whenever you are there. May I now request Dr. Amit, who is joining us from London, from UK. He was vice president in Delhi. And sometime back, he moved all the way to UK because Madam Dr. Amit's wife, she has taken admission over there. She's doing some master's or some PhD program over there. And lock and barrel, he has moved to UK. And that's why I was sharing with him initially, how is he finding the change when energy crises are there and difficulties are there and problems. Dr. Amit, are you there? Dr. Amit?
Hi, namaskar. I'm very much yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Let's have your
beginning.
And I must feel, very encouraged and happy. He comes from the vocational education. He has done his specialization into tourism. He's advisor to, United Nations on many projects. So Dr. Amit, hearty welcome and a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so very much. And namaskar. Good afternoon from this part of the world. Such a great discussion happening from the beginning, and there's a great insight on the academic arena about the tourism studies, not only tourism studies, overall the real-time perspective about the digitalization and what could be the way forward. And just to add, sir, I'm a part of a subcommittee for the tourism curriculum as decided by AICTC, All India Council of Technical Education. So I'm part of the discussion forum from the industry side with the distinguished panelists and academicians of the best of the universities of India. So, sir, I was, listening to all the aspects of all the thoughts of all the distinguished speakers. So, my simple point, the point from my side is, I see everything what is from the utility side, from the industry, wherein I spent almost 2 decades. So we need to think from the perspective that what we need in post-COVID scenario, wherein the students can get employment or they can have their own entrepreneurial setup. So what kind of skill set do we need to, get them succeed into the real-time industry? And if we do the backward calculation and if we'll go backward, what kind of courses or what kind of content or what kind of curriculum or what kind of topics need to be inculcated in present scenario of the curriculum? Maybe we can have the dynamic curriculum, or maybe we can have the few sets of the skills wherein which are at par with the intrinsic value of the student. If someone is extrovert, let's focus on a few nurturing few skills. Sharpening few skills which could be pertaining to sales or customer interaction. When if someone values go more to the intrinsic side, let's focus more on the research and the product development, especially in tourism and hospitality industry. And if someone is very good on the IT skills, so let's focus on a department within hospitality and tourism wherein the entire this skill set can be optimized. Instead of reinventing the wheel that if a student is coming out from the university or any vocational institute, and if we on the other side are taking the interview of the student, we find a gap, and we all need to collaborate together, not to reinvent the wheel, but we just need to fix up the patches. And this is the right time in post-COVID scenario that what consumer behavior is happening now. It was not there in pre-COVID scenario. So we can have our own curriculum or the skill set enhancements for the students in a way that they should get the right fit opportunity in the career and they should not feel the left out. as the distinguished speaker was mentioning about rural areas student, the sub-rurals or the sub-cities or the sub-town areas. And why can't we think for having these kind of programs in those areas, tier 2 cities or the villages, wherein once they are out, they might have inclination. The best part I can say that they are hardworking guys. They are very focused. They just need to have hand holding. They just need to have the proper guidance. If we can give them proper guidance, our industry and tourism and hospitality industry, where I spent my 2 decades before getting into the consulting side, I can always vouch that the industry will be there for them with open arms. So, I mean, that's these are my inputs. Sir. Thank you.
Wonderful, Dr. Amit. It's always a pleasure and it's a treat to listen to you. The last I heard you on 27th September on the World Tourism Day. And your valuable inputs, you come from technology background also, and you always try and bring the new perspective into services sector with lots of focus on tourism, hospitality, aviation. Today, one of my thread was that you get linked with Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan from Texas, and let's see what you can do together, Dr. Amit, with Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan from Lamar University, Texas, because he's our brain behind our Chambers advisor over there in United States. And he's doing lots of coordination, and he brought more than 75 our non-resident Indian brothers and sisters from USA during the pandemic for various deliberations. So I'm pretty sure Dr. Amit and Professor Vivek Shankar together can do lots of things for service sector, service industry in future, which is my weak nerve. I always think about service industry and services sector. So with these words, my gratitudes to Dr. Amit, and I invite Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan. Dr. Amit, anything you want to add on?
Add on what, sir?
Anything, because you unmuted your mic, so I just thought you want to say something.
I would definitely link up with the Professor Vivek Shankar one-to-one, and then we'll definitely brainstorm that for the bigger cause. If we can contribute together, 1 + 1 = 11 in our industry. So if we can do it together, like it would be great, sir.
Okay, great. Dr. Mehul Ji Thakkar ji, thank you very much. So Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan next to NASA in Texas, Lamar University. Please join us. Your concluding remarks, and then of course, finally, I'll give to Dr. Yogesh Upadhyay before we close today's session, and all of us together, we get into 2023. Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajan ji.
Gulshan ji, so, you put me to bat at the tail end. And so when you're batting at the tail end, you can be freewheeling. You don't have to follow a textbook shot. So you can try to hit the ball out of the ground a little bit. So I'm going to deviate because I don't have a particular script as such. But it's wonderful that if you were to take a map of India and a map of the whole world and were to plot the geographical distribution, it's such a varied thing. We have had people from Chennai, London, Navsari, of course, Houston, Cambodia. So it's a what you're basically saying is, from a times perspective, space perspective, very diversified, very different time zones, different perspectives, and a lot of sectoral diversity. We heard about agriculture, we heard about cinema, and of course, that's your passion. We heard about education, obviously. So very diverse coverage of topics, and it is a wonder. So you should, first of all, we should be very grateful that you managed to assemble such a big talent pool under one roof. So this is basically your swan song for 2022, but you already made plans for 2023. I know your calendar. So it's basically, you're basically this time things are just like a milestone, but when a vehicle is going, we just observe the milestone and move on to the next. So I think in that sense, I'm not going to reflect too much on the fact that it is 22 or 23. You are, whether 22 or 23, you are always 21. You are young at heart. That's the kind of man you are. So with that, I think the spirit, the point I think that every speaker was trying to say is that the pandemic was a disruptive innovation. Clayton Christensen uses that, and most people have adapted to it. And I always have a favorite saying that a man is like a tea bag. You don't know how good he is unless you put him into hot water. And I think all of us had to be put in hot water or hotter water or whatever it is. And most of it, I think the tea has been done. So we all become chaiwalas in a way. And of course, our chaiwala is leading from the front. But what I'm going to say is that the tea that has been made. Now, but the question is, what are we trying to give back, to the society? I think the challenges are there. Children are becoming more distracted because of screen time. Children are subjected to a lot of challenges. Some folks, we talked about some mental issues as well after COVID. And amidst all that, the need for a coach becomes vital. And why we can argue, why do we need a coach? Why do we need a trainer? In those days, in the past, everything was done at the level of the family. But I think the families have been disrupted. The joint families have gone away. People are living in metropolises. And so what happens is you need somebody to fill that skill gap. And that's where the coaches come in. That's where the trainers come in. And they're providing, basically, they're like a catalyst. And the catalyst basically can convert something that is nothing into something that is have value. So the value addition that a consultant or a coach or a trainer gives is of an immense nature. Right. So I think this is vital. What the values that they're the value that they provide to society. This talent pool needs something. But one of the things that I would argue, and I think ICSA should consider this in a very serious way, is when we have this level of heterogeneity, it is good. But when we want to professionalize the service, we also need some standards. We also need some kind of certifications. And I think ICSA should take the lead there. We should try to do this as a more formal way. How do we train people? How do we make them more? How do we train the trainers? How do we create that certifications? So we need more indigenous, Atmanirbhar we are talking about. We need more indigenous certifications. People are saying we got trained from London or Cambridge, all that is good. But when will we see people getting trained out of Rohtak and, Rewari? That is what we need. So I think these are some deliberate, when we do a deliberation, my job at the end is to take all the juices and make a cocktail and give a summary. This is what I'm thinking. I think it's important. We need more deliberations like this, but we would also need to look at slowly creating an industry body, because that's one of the things I've seen in the US. Anything, even if it is a basket weaving, they will have an association, industry association, which later on becomes a chamber. And of course, we already have a chamber now. But then from that, what happens is they create a education wing, which gets into certification and best practices and benchmarking and all that. So those are some steps we should start talking in the future webinars. But apart from that, I have nothing much to add. I think it's been a wonderful, because, what do you add? So I want to be like a pickle. You want to end on a pickle should be small, spicy, and be done and be. So I just want to think it's all the dishes that were served were also in the right proportion. Especially the one from Navsari, I think very passionate thing. So we need that passion to be there. So it's a very important job. The trainer needs to have a lot of energy. That's when they can dissipate that energy. So that energy was very visible. Apart from that, I have nothing much to add. Again, 2022, as I said, will be a great year, and we're looking forward to 23. Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you, Gulshanji.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajanji. So, ladies and gentlemen, before formally we close, and before I wish all of you that we all work together in a collaborative manner in the 2023. It was such a wonderful, my deepest gratitudes and thanks to each one of you for giving us such a wonderful support in 2020, 2021, 2022. We all have come together a long way, and we have been increasing our family. And with the brothers like Professor Vivek Shankar Natarajanji, Mohan Guntiji, and of course, Naveen Bhatiaji, and Dr. Amit and Dr. Yogesh Upadhyay, and all my brothers and sisters, those have joined us today for the program. As I very humbly mentioned, that during this entire 2.5 year period, right from 25th of March, we have increased the kitty by 12,000 additional speakers from the world over, to whom I am deeply, deeply indebted, because together we all have moved ahead, we have grown. Now, we wish you all a wonderful 2023. Let we all work together. Let there be a more confluence and a podlocking of the ideas, sharing the vision, sharing the wisdom, the wisdom, sharing the knowledge, sharing the skills, competencies, expertise, and talents, and everything being taken together. Dekhiye, when we go from here, nothing is going to go with us. Everything would be left over here. Why not to redistribute and distribute to everybody together in this world itself? I would request Dr. Yogesh Upadhyay ji to say a few words, and thereafter then we would close the session. Dr. Yogesh Upadhyay ji.
Thank you very much, sir. Nothing can be better evening than this. Lot of input. It is difficult to. Today I am in Ajmer. And Sangeet is going inside, so I have come to the road. And I am speaking from the road. See, I will share 3 C's and I will close. One is concentrate. Forget about the past. Concentrate on the present and future. What is required to have to put ourselves in the next orbit of growth. Consistency of purpose, I would say. Direct your efforts to the purpose, what is, and you can have short term and long term. And last, which every speaker has said, is the corporate. Corporate may means you take cooperation, give cooperation. Chamber is there with you. We all are with you. Together we can make a change. And I will request Major Dr. Gulshan Sharma ji, because there is a ISO 21000 in India, quality framework for education. We can take up at the chamber level, we can start training implementer, and I will help in that. Rightly said by the Natarajan sir in the last, we should have the national qualification framework for the teachers. Teaching professors should not be used as a stepping stone. The failure is there, so we have to have passion, like Mehul ji and all. So it was a really manthan. आप लोगों ने गागर में सागर भर दिया, जो हिंदी में बोलते हैं. It is a manthan, and we all enjoyed. Thank you very much. Wish you a happy New Year 2023. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Wonderful. Once again, my deep regards, deep gratitude, deep thanks to everybody. Gururaj ji, नासिक से आप भी कुछ कहना चाहते हैं? Okay, please go ahead. हाँ.
सर मुझे याद आया कि हर कोई जो है जन्म लेता है एक किस्मत के साथ और जाता है कर्म के साथ. So I wanted to introduce a Karam Yogi to you all to this August gathering, Mr. Vivekananda Day. He is training Divyang children in around Jamshedpur free of cost musical training past 21 years. Past more than 2 decades, he has been training them and made them commercial artists, Divyang children. So I just got reminded of him when the August gathering mentioned about Divyang children and what we are doing for the underprivileged. I thought I must highlight this point because there are these Karam Yogis amongst us, but certainly they are not part of this gathering. But I happen to know one of such excellent teacher and a trainer. So I thought I'll tell about this great personality to all of us. Anybody wants to contribute to this cause can connect to me personally. It will be a great honor to do service to mankind like he's doing and collaborate in the same regard. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak, sir.
Thank you, Gururaj ji. And with these words, ladies and gentlemen, once again, as one of the biological elder brothers, I convey my best wishes, regards, blessings, and collaboration to everybody. Let's all work together. Let's make India proud. Let's make Asia proud. And let's live like a Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Why there should be a fight? As a soldier, I always say, arms are being produced to be consumed somewhere. Why should we have arms and armaments? If that money could be spent on education and skills, I think the world would be a better place, more peaceful, more wonderful for all of us to live gracefully. And we would be the integral part of the education, natural with nature ecosystem. With these words, my deepest gratitudes and best wishes. Happy 2023 to everybody. And we will be rocking once again. We will come back every evening at 8 p.m. We have our webinar. Anybody who is keen to come, you can share the dais, you can share the platform. We look forward to many more brothers and sisters becoming the part of this entire campaign. Let's once again, Punaha, make India Vishwa Guru. The world needs us. Thank you very much. Wishing you all a wonderful days ahead. And namaskar and Jai Hind from Soldier.